Hi everyone, welcome to our very first video for this term of WGSS 340, Gender and Science. My name is Paige Polcene and I'm your instructor for the course. I'm really happy that you've all chosen to take the class. It's one of my very favorites to teach. And we cover a lot in this 10 weeks, so be ready for a bit of a wild ride, but always eye-opening and thought-provoking. So each week you'll be having videos from me. Most of them will focus on lectures with some reminders for assignments and things like that. This week is a little bit different because I'm also doing a bit of an introduction to the course. So it's going to be a little longer, but most of my videos usually last between 5 and 7 minutes. Not a big use or expense of your time, but you do need to make sure that you watch the videos. Sometimes there may be material presented in them that you won't find anywhere else in the course. So we want to make sure that you're getting everything you need. So, welcome to the course. Spend a good amount of time in the syllabus. Get yourself very familiar with the requirements of the course. And make sure that you ask me any questions. You can either email me with questions or you can post questions into our general discussion forum. That's linked in every weekly activities folder. That is where you're going to start. Every week, everything that you'll need for the course will be available in that weekly activities folder for that week. So once you log on to your Blackboard site for the course, make sure you check announcements. That's the page it opens up to. And then you go directly into weekly activities because everything you'll need is right there. All the readings, all the links, any assignments, any collaboration I'm asking you to do, all of it is there. So weekly activities, remember that? That's the central part of our course online. I've posted a video this week, sort of an intro on how to get around our Blackboard course. Feel free to watch that. It just gives you a quick breakdown of how the course is organized on Blackboard. So, we've got a lot of stuff going on for this course. Every week you'll be having some videos. Our main ways that you'll earn points for your final grade, the two big things are the project and collaboration. Project I'll talk about more in another video, but it's all explained also on the syllabus and in a folder in assignments for every week. So it's all there. Collaboration I'm going to do a little differently this term. So I haven't talked about it a lot in the syllabus, but I was a little inspired. Actually, I was quite a bit inspired by a class that I taught last term that had just 6 students in it. It was a 400 level class and all the students were majors, and I know that can make a difference, but one thing that I loved was we had this small class, and so we really got a chance to talk to each other and to get to know each other in collaboration, because we only had 5 other people or 6 other people with me, because I was part of that too. We only had a few other people to really sort of keep up with and get to know, and that made our connection stronger. It made our discussions much more rich and multiple layered, and it was just better. So I'm going to try something with this course that I haven't done before, and that is creating learning communities. I'm going to use the information that I get from your student surveys that you're filling out this week, and I'm going to create small groups. Now, I just want to reassure you, this group won't be doing any kind of a graded project together. There's nothing that you will get a grade on that will be dependent on other people. Because I know that's a tough thing, especially when we're working online. And I don't ever do that kind of a group project where everybody has to work together to achieve a grade together. I just think that's logistically really tough and can be more frustrating than it's worth. But what I will be doing is creating collaboration communities so that you'll be doing most of your collaboration, most of your meaning making with a smaller group. And speaking of collaboration, I do things a little bit differently in my courses. Now, some of you have had courses with me before, and I'm so happy to see some of you back. and that makes me happy. But the way that I do collaboration is different than you'll find in most of your online courses. Most of your online courses, you'll have a prompt in a discussion board forum to which you need to respond. And then you need to pick 2 of your fellow students, 2 or 3, and write a response to them, and then you're done. But that's not the way that we do it in my courses. In my courses, you're really required and expected to talk to each other, to make meaning together. So you won't be having prompts from me. I will be participating, and sometimes I'll be posting questions that appeal to me, but there's no requirement that you respond to my questions over anybody else's. You'll be creating your own questions. I really feel strongly that the best discussion happens when it comes out of our own interest, our own understanding, our own wondering. And that's what happens in collaboration. You'll be creating your own questions. You'll be starting your own threads. You'll be responding to each other. You'll be joining in conversation. And as you do that, you'll be making meaning of the material in a way that it can't be done in any other form. And so that's why I have a little bit of a higher standard for the discussion board / collaboration aspect of my courses. So you will be asked to participate in your collaboration more frequently than you normally would in another course. So just be prepared for that. That's just the way it is. Look carefully at the guidelines for participation in collaboration in terms of getting your points. If you want to get full points in collaboration, you'll follow those guidelines, because I do look at them very carefully every time I score your collaboration. So make sure you double check that. Make sure you read the assignment description for the project and ask me any questions that you have. And watch any videos that I post, please, because there may be information found in those videos that you won't find anywhere else. All right, that's enough sort of general about the course. Get back to me if you have any questions. This week, we're starting Theme 1. Like I said, there's a ton of material for this course, so we're going to just dive right in. So this week, we're going to talk a lot about science, just in general. We're going to look at what science is. We're going to create together a definition of science. You'll be using specifically the Wire article to do that. I want you to be thinking about how science is constructed, remembering that it is a social construction and a human creation, and what are the assumptions of science. Look carefully at the Wire article for those things. We'll be looking at the social construction of gender, and you'll need to have a really clear definition of gender. And we're going to be looking at the relationship between gender and science. And the best place for you to gather information about that is the link I've provided to the Stanford University Gendered Innovations. It's a great little video. And a phrase that we'll be using a lot, and it's this theoretical idea that we'll be using a lot, especially over the next few weeks, is the politics of knowledge. And really all that means is the relationship between knowledge and power. And you've got a couple of articles that really look carefully at that. That's the Winner article and the Proctor article, and I want you to look at those carefully. You need to have a very clear understanding of what the politics of knowledge is and how it gets played out in the larger world. And you'll also be wanting to think about how feminism is an example in some ways of a politics of knowledge. You'll be looking at feminism and defining feminism. A great place to explore for that is the National Organization of Women link that I've provided. Sorry, it's very windy here in Southern California where I am, and my throat's dry. And we'll also be looking at ethics in science. And this goes along with scientific assumptions. And a great link I've provided is the Center for Ethics in Engineering and Research. So we'll be thinking about ethical questions as they are connected to science and what an ethical science looks like. Okay, that's all I've got for this week. This is a longer video than you'll normally have, so bear with me. You guys are all awesome. I look forward to seeing you in the introduction forum, and let's mix it up. And don't forget, the more that you learn, the more places you'll go. See you next week.